out of the break. This is early in the second half, and score 4 unanswered. So it's been an interesting opening to the season, and now it's often say these flick-ons.
Here's Turkis once again, 1v2. Ooh, offside.
Yeah, he came back from an offside position. But earlier when Malin hit the flick header, as you called it, here we're not seeing where he was in an offside position early ahead of the play.
Mahalik did really well to win this. Finds Weiss, back from injury, lays it off, and oh, it's wide. Michael Nessie, the freshman from Chicago, had a one-timer that would have put Indiana on the board.
Well, you could tell by the reaction from the Indiana bench that they expected better there.
Now Elliott, and around to the right side, here's Minzy. Looking to send it in, gets the ball off, header off the top of the head of Weiss, and now Dalton knocks that down. It was right by the post. He'll concede the corner. And how about the run to start it all by Sam Sarver? You can see how talented he is from that pace.
He had a chance to accelerate, and then I thought we were going to get the bicycle kick from Mahalik. Instead, he just tried a sidewinder, and Rutgers DeBrera is important. Got to beat players one-on-one in order to break that midfield. Review.
Ooh, this is really well done by Turkis. In for Kalov. One man to beat it. Sarver. Kalov nestled to the ground, so nudged to the ground, let's say, as JT Harms makes his first save. Sam Sarver not used to being the last guy in defense for Indiana, but did fairly well there, especially avoiding the foul.
Well, give him credit. You see, he's the winger on the right side, and where he had to.
And McDonald's Hoosiers once again have it. Sarver, this is really well done to Mahalik, and Dalton flicks it off the back post and out. How did that stay out?
That hit the inside of the left post, and sometimes you'll see it go right across the goal line and out. That one came a little bit more angled out, but Rutgers
able to sprawl there, and quite literally it looked like just get a thumb on it. Sarver wants that goal. Clips it in, and the header is high.
Well, Sarver, remember earlier he put his head down because he didn't like the way he delivered the ball. That time it was perfection, and maybe just a little mistimed on the leap in front of goal.
Stopak, dangerous area, and Elliott as well to head it back. Adelsteinson back in the mixer, and headed on, frame it off the bar and out. Now it's Rutgers off of the posts. Nick Collins just missed his first goal.
Wow, and Adelsteinson just putting it back into the mixer just to hope. Just get it to the back post and see if somebody can win the ball. It was Collins.
Making Rutgers defend, especially over these last 5 minutes or so. Mahalik, a huge part of that. And Dalton sprawls on it in the same color, thankfully. So it makes college athletics go. Malin's chasing this down. One-time service. Couldn't curl it back into play.
Matty Lynch making the run straight up the gut of the field. And Malin, that's why he's upset. You get a picture of Ola Malin there. He really wished that he could have maybe put that in a little bit better spot, obviously.
McDonald for Wagoner. Trying to time things up as this goes across the 6, but Miller ahead for Mirador. Can he get the footing right? Yes, he can, but it's off the post again. Oh my goodness. Indiana's done it a second time, and it's Sarver now the second time to hit it off the woodwork. And now Elliott around to Mirador. Cuts it in. Sarver waiting at the back. Mirador not really step two, and Weiss put a foot to it. Past the goal.
We'll see what happens here.
Ball into the mix. Collins header, and it's off the side netting. He was the one who hit the crossbar earlier in the half, and this time off the side of the goal.
Just a long floating ball, and Nick Collins has proven to be a very good player in the air attacking head balls, and we've seen him put an end.
And that brings us to the end of the opening 45 Nothing to speak of goal-wise between. That had been a while for the Scarlet Knights. They broke through. Of course, Indiana on the other side.
A couple of minutes and then stick him back on. Or if he's not doing well, you can talk to him.
JT Harms had to assert himself. Fourth official will dictate whether that's easier or not. As Turkish slides it for Kalov, who shoots it high. And back to two teams exploring goal and just searching for that breakthrough tally.
Well, Kalov is the man for Rutgers. Already has scored one more goal than did all of last year, and we've seen him
with space to roam through the midfields. Abbey working on Elliott and missed. Kalov couldn't connect with Rutgers' top goal scorer.
Well, first of all, Abbey just setting up the defender and creating enough space for himself so he could whip that in. And you gotta like the pace there because, okay, but
again, playing it over the top. They're looking for Sarver. He gets around Ruiz, plays it back. Weiss is stopped. Dalton made the save, but Oduro's second try, that's save two. Two stops for Kieran Dalton to keep the ball game scoreless in the second half.
Sarver did everything correct to get to the end line and serve that. Let's see what happens at the other end.
Kalov for Abbey. 3 versus 6 for Rutgers, and Abbey rockets it around. Now 3 saves tonight, leads the Big Ten in saves per game. Now he has been tested with big chances and stopped them all so far. But now Sarver for Oduro, can't pick out the top corner. It's 1v1 defending of Mayland back in the first half, and it was just him, Mayland, and Harms. Latest chance, Weiss, ball back, but instead flag up. And Indiana
couldn't flyer miles.
Always more than 1+. Elliott. Dalton tracking, got maybe a hand on it. Also, they just got equalized on 1-1 against Penn State. Well, those 2 goals happened simultaneously. And Michael Nessie missing one here as well to continue the. That's a really good ball too that blows by everybody.
And that's why, again, at an angle that's difficult for the keeper, Dalton.
Sarver taking it, and it's kicked away by Rutgers. It was Mayland who knocks it out for the corner.
Okay. That was a really good ball in, too. And Mayland, though, was in a good spot. And rather than let that ball be dealt with by the keeper, this is exactly what you have to do. Wonderful.
Through for Oduro. Now 1 touch into the box. It was Minzy, just looking for somebody else to play to. And
Minzy did against Mayland on that crossing ball.
Ooh, really well done. And here's Sarver through the center backs. Waits, shoots, deflected, and Dalton's got another one. Rutgers defense recovered nicely there because Sam Sarver had split the middle.
And Nick Collins celebrating after deflecting that shot. Collins has had a big night defensively, and he's added to it here. Off that cutback, it looked like he might have been out of the. Is sagged in. Let's see what happens.
And Sarver takes it again. It's deflected by the front. Headed back across the 6. Al Steenson clears. Back for Weiss to re-enter. Stewart tried to flick it on. There's 2 sub windows left. Indiana has 3, so yes. Ooh, Mahalik from a sharp angle forces the Dalton save. Tommy Mahalik had some of the best chances of the first half. Dalton and the posts denied him. And that time Kieran Dalton makes his 4th save.
You see keepers sometimes getting beat at the near post because they're expecting the back post. Dalton did well there to cover up.
Sarver lifting in. Collins has the header. And now he's holding the back of the leg. And flicked away by Mayland for another corner.
Well timed by.
Pressure continues. Mahalik over everybody, and it was out before that header. All those red cards. These 2 teams have had chances to do even more tonight. Across the 6, Dalton stops it. That was important for Kieran Dalton because Easton Bogard was crashing right at the middle of the goal.
Yeah, the important part, he was positioned well, but making sure there was no spillage. There was pressure there. Collins was also there for protection for the goalkeeper, Dalton.
Urging his guys forward to try to pursue a winner here in these final minutes. Some tired legs out there for sure. Sarver sprints onto it though. Cuts it back, the shot to score! It's Mahalik to give Indiana the advantage in the dying minutes.
Well, you could see this coming almost. Aiden Flynn getting beat off the dribble. And it's Sarver. He's really been the most valuable player tonight for sure, creating. He's had opportunities like that before where he got to the byline. Remember Weiss getting stoned by Dalton earlier. Dalton with a big save. But this time.
Stopek enters in the waiting hands of JT Harms, and that should just about do it.
Now, but tonight it's enough to open up the Big Ten season with what was a good collegiate game here in Piscataway. And both sides with chances, and Indiana converting with Sarver setting it up, and it was a great first-time finish. And you know, it's difficult for Rutgers to take because they were